I want to go over some of the scandals that Trump and his administration have gotten into since he's been in office over the past 5 years. And any one of these things, in my opinion, if another president had done it in the past, they would have immediately been impeached. And some of you might not agree with that, and that's fine. Some of these could be up for interpretation. But regardless, anybody watching this, I think at least one of these should at least switch something in your mind to make it go, you know what? That is pretty messed up that he did that or that they did that. So let's just get into it. And since I'm bound to miss some of these anyway because of the flood the zone strategy they use to, flood the zone, let me know in the comments if I miss anything. So let's just get onto it. Dropping the corruption case against Eric Adams in New York in exchange for cooperation and deportation in New York City. Deporting people to foreign concentration camps, places like El Salvador and CCOT. All of Doge, the fact that they were allowed to do what they did, it's almost impeachable how much Doge failed. The James Comey fake indictment. Remember the Trump military birthday parade? This one's funny. I had suggested using US troops on American soil, but he did that. I've been writing these for a little bit. Remember when Trump fired the head of the BLS for reporting the actual labor numbers? Yeah, so North Korean crap. When Trump used US government websites to attack Democrats, that's a violation of the Hatch Act, but again, no one cares. Deporting people to random third-party countries in Africa and Sudan, crazy places like that. Trump suing social media companies and news organizations as he's the president, but as a private citizen, essentially getting millions and millions of dollars for free. In fact, he has billions of dollars in lawsuits right now. It's funny how no one can sue Trump while he's the president, but he's allowed to sue people as he's president. It's kind of weird, especially the fact that he can use the Department of Justice as his own personal law firm, which whatever. He stripped visas away from people for exercising their First Amendment right, blatantly ignoring court orders. His numerous crypto scams, the Trump coin, Melania coin, all of World Liberty Financial. Remember Trump Mobile? I wonder how many people actually got their phones who paid for it. Stripping away the right of due process for illegal immigrants. The absolute destruction of USAID for no reason whatsoever. That, unironically, will lead to the death of millions of people worldwide. So, good job, Elon. Thanks for that. All to save what? An inconsequential amount of money on the US budget? Fuck out of here. Worldwide tariffs for absolutely no reason, including on countries that do not have people on it that we do not trade with, but suspiciously not Russia. The mass pardon of the January 6th terrorists. Oh, by the way, some of those people have also gone on to do crazy things like molest children and, maybe other crimes. I don't know. Weird. Blatantly ignoring court orders. The pressure to fire Stephen Colbert. Again, punishing somebody for their First Amendment right, all because they made jokes of Donald Trump. Kind of weird. How no one cares. ICE raids at Walmart and Home Depot. But I guess, actually, they're allowing that to do that, so don't shop at those places. Trump having pay-to-play dinners at the White House, including, offering his top crypto holders a chance to have dinner with him. So totally not a way to buy influence with the president. Absolutely not. Bombing the suspected drug boats coming from Venezuela. Remember that? The complete weaponization of the DOJ. They're doing to the DOJ what they claim Democrats were doing the entire time, but newsflash, dipshit, there's no evidence or proof that Democrats ever weaponized the DOJ like this before. So every accusation is a confession. And if it's not a confession, then it's a hint on what they're going to be doing soon. I'm not even a quarter of the way through, by the way, so sit tight. The deployment of the National Guard to states without the governor's approval. Cutting the amount of aid and support, including FEMA aid, to states that didn't vote for him. Kicking millions of people off Medicaid. The whole don't take Tylenol bullshit they did about autism, remember that? Aren't they late on curing that shit? What are you doing, RFK? The extortion of Lithium Americas, another company Trump extorted. Invoking the Alien Enemies Act for war with Venezuela. That's the whole reason that he's allowed to go around and snatch people off the street. People don't remember that, but yeah, we're at war with Venezuela right now, technically. The fact that he used the Alien Enemies Act, by definition, means we're at war with Venezuela, so no new wars. No new wars. The whole Qatari jet bullshit, the $400 million jet that Qatar gave Trump that he's also able to use once he's done being the president, by the way. Gutting and mutilation of the US Department of Education. Did you know that they actually removed the Freedom of Information Request office for the CDC? Yeah, you actually can't send a FOIA request to the CDC now, so fuck you if you want to figure something out there. The Melania meme coin. Remember Signalgate with Pete Hegseth and the whole Houthi bombing raid signal group that got leaked to the Atlantic Reporter? Yeah, he's still there, still employed, because he's still sucking that dick. Extorting Nippon Steel. Trump having absolutely no idea who we just pardoned. It happened with that one fucking crypto asshole. Maybe I'll put something about that on the screen, but fuck that guy, fuck Trump. The fact that Trump actually used an auto pen on some of his pardons because when people looked at them, they were the exact same signature. So they were using an actual auto pen. Again, every accusation is a confession. Removing the need for background checks for government positions. That's kind of weird. Wonder why we wouldn't want to know what someone's past looks like when working for the government. Violating the Hatch Act. The golden shares of Intel. I thought it was the fucking Democrats that were supposed to be the socialist ones. Now we have Donald Trump and the Republican MAGA coalition owning parts of companies. Fuck out of here. Oh, the fact that we're now at war with the cartels, technically. Trump suing people and pollsters for polls he doesn't like. It's crazy how you can't say anything negative or mean about him without him suing you. It's fucking crazy. He's such a baby. The pardon of all the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers who were actually convicted of fucking seditious conspiracy for their actions on January 6th. The meme coin investment dinner at the White House. The complete inability to get any kind of bipartisan legislation passed or to work with Democrats in any way at all. Trump and the admin and the entire media just ignoring the Mormon church killer. Spending hundreds of $millions on that ballroom, or the fact that he's taking private donations for it. So again, pay to play for the White House. The fact that they're allowing ICE to use administrative warrants to enter homes and conduct searches when you would need a judicial warrant for that. Again, violation of the Fourth Amendment. It's on and on and on and on and on. The fact that they post these blatantly racist things online, then defend themselves by claiming they're not actually racist, you're just being crazy, but then later on deleting it, thus admitting that it actually was racist the entire time. Just that behavior, that like acting like a 12-year-old. That is impeachable. The decimation of leadership across all federal agencies like the CDC and the NIH, installing RFK where he is. The fact that Trump used the power of the office to go after lawyers who were against him in the past, especially lawyers who worked for Democrats in the past. It's basically targeting people who went against him in court in the past. If a Democrat has done any of the things I've said so far, could you imagine the reaction that conservatives would be having? They'd be out in the fucking streets. I'm a little upset that we're not, but you know, we have to go to work the next day because we're actually fucking running this country. Trump and his administration refusing to spend money on things allocated by Congress. Congress has the power of the purse strings, everyone always used to tell me, but now nobody gives a shit. The non-disclosure of White House visitors. The fact that they used Kremlin translators when they went to Russia to speak with Putin. We are lucky that they're so stupid, but come on. Reducing the free press and access to the White House. Threatening to militarily control the Panama Canal. The whole Kavanaugh stops and encouraging racial profiling during traffic violations. Trump sending the California National Guard to Oregon without Gavin Newsom's permission. The administration strong-arming states to give them information about their voters, like hand over their voter rolls, like what they're doing in Georgia. Claiming only to be a president for Republicans. How about when they revoke the Secret Service protection for Democrats? The FCC and Trump going after Jimmy Kimmel for, again, his First Amendment rights. Trump and the FCC going after fucking Jimmy Kimmel for his mean jokes. You know, that asshole, mean guy, Jimmy Kimmel. Just blatantly lying about the state of the country in just too many ways to even count. The Trump meme coin. Fucking A. The whole birthright citizenship shit. The administration's habit of freezing federal funds to states over ideological differences. Something they're not allowed to do. Their inability to pass any legislation whatsoever. The mass firing of over a dozen inspector generals. Why would you do that? I wonder. And not replace them. The Epstein files. Jesus Christ. Mike Johnson refusing to seat democratically elected senators because they happen to be Democrats. Sending the FBI to go seize their voter rolls from Georgia for the 2020 election. For what? What probable cause do you have for that? For shitting his pants in the Oval Office, honestly. Fuck him. Openly ordering his DOJ to go after his political opponents. Like he just fucking tweeted it out. For their just complete refusal to turn down the temperature in this country. They love just pressing on the gas. For firing FBI investigators who participated in the January 6th investigation. Basically firing agents for doing their jobs. Fucking cool job, bro. They're just completely ignoring the fact that Trump's losing his mind and is slipping further and further into a state of dementia. Like, fuck you guys. You guys are all over Biden every time he fucking stumbled, but you're not noticing this shit with Trump? The fuck out of here. For even joking about running in 2028. Like, fuck you. Or how about for adding $4 trillion to the debt, even though he campaigned on lowering the debt with his big, beautiful bill? Fucking retard. A Democrat would be impeached in a fucking second if they went after universities the way Trump does. For Alligator Alcatraz, just for everything about it, the name, the way they talked about it, for the fact that they sold fucking merch for it, how everyone was just joking about putting fucking illegal immigrants in cages in the swamp, for just completely lying about every aspect of Russia's involvement in US elections since 2016, threatening to revoke US citizenship to people like Mamdani, for illegally holding people in prison after being told to be released by judges, just completely ignoring the courts. Remember Trump's stupid fucking medbed tweet? Like, that is signs of dementia to me. He should be out. Trump's complete conflict of interest in the bond market. The fact that fucking J.D. Vance hosted the Charlie Kirk podcast after he got. Like, why are you involved in a fucking podcast? You're the vice president of the United States. For extorting Pfizer. Again, just for the simple fact that they tariffed uninhabited islands. Like, fuck out of here. For, again, shutting down the government. For Trump extorting companies who are attempting to merge with each other. For Trump denying funds to Democratic states. For declaring war on Democrat-run cities. For claiming that Marines should practice on the streets of the US. For Trump Bibles. For turning ICE into his own paramilitary force. For fucking blaming every single goddamn thing on Biden like the baby that he is. There's no sign of a weaker man than someone who's unwilling to take responsibility for fucking up, and Trump is just incapable of doing so. And it's so pathetic seeing all these other people admire him for it. I don't know if they just think that it's a good look to do that, but there's no sign of a weaker man to me. For all of his quid pro quo. For fucking still employing Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi. For Trump saying he hates half the country. For his fucking weird and creepy birthday card to Epstein that he lied about, by the way. For refusing to condemn or even acknowledge all the acts of right-wing violence in this country. Remember when he pretended not to know about the killings in Minnesota? No, not those killings. These killings. For what they said about Renee Good and Alex Preddy. For hiring a fucking Fox News host as a federal prosecutor. Not only that, but for hiring Fox News hosts as the head of major US departments. For threatening to remove grants and funding to universities if they don't get in line. For Trump and his family selling half of World Liberty Financial, his crypto company, to the Saudis, like after he was president. How about for the armed, masked federal agents that are just roaming around American cities asking people for their papers? For hiding the facts about Trump's health condition? For allowing people like Jack Posobiec into the White House in any capacity? For Trump calling on Democratic politicians and lawmakers to be executed? For the fact that they have loyalty questions on the job applications for positions in the FBI or the CIA. Like, what is this, North Korea? Like, come on. For Trump's actions with Russia. How about when Trump completely ignored Congress when it came to TikTok? For Trump tearing down the East Wing of the White House, even though he wasn't allowed to do that, to build his dumb fucking ballroom. For that Nazi-ass speech that Stephen Miller gave at Charlie Kirk's memorial. For oil drilling on public land. Fuck you. For his quiet piggy comment alone. For Trump calling all Democrats, essentially half the country, things like scum and vermin. Just imagine if Obama had said that. Just think about it for 1 second. This one not only goes for the Trump admin, for also all the influencers and media personalities who defend them. It's the, oh, I don't know, or I haven't heard that defense. Anytime you ask these guys a question or bring up something that Trump did or that his administration did that was blatantly corrupt, they'll just hit you with the, oh, I don't know about that. Oh, I haven't heard about that. Haven't heard. It's pretty damn convenient how that always happens whenever someone corners them with something that Trump did. It's almost like they don't actually believe anything that they're saying. They're just doing it for money. For whining about people calling them fascists or Nazis after they've been calling Democrats communists for decades. Fuck you. Or how about when Trump called Democrats fascists, huh? For the massive amounts of environmental rollbacks that have already happened in the first year, including removing subsidies from alternative energy for no fucking reason. For Trump saying, I hate my enemies, when he's talking about Democrats. Again, just imagine if Obama said, I hate my enemies, and he was referring to fucking Republicans. They'd fucking themselves. For rolling back the affordable drugs policy that Biden passed, and for no other reason other than the fact that Biden was the one who did it, because he's a petty, petulant child. Or how about for the tens of thousands of federal workers that just so happened to work at the organizations that they didn't like, so they ended up having to get fired. Like, these are American citizens that they're just fucking destroying the lives of, and everyone just thinks it's hilarious. Or how about when he was deporting foreign students for just simply protesting? Protesting is the most American thing you can do, and we're deporting people for that now? Okay. Remember when the US handed in something that we claimed was from us, but was obviously from Russia when it came to a peace proposal between them and Ukraine? It's fucking clown show shit. And honestly, they should just be impeached for being fucking stupid. Like, you could impeach them for being stupid, cowards, for being pussies, for being retarded. Or how about when he just unilaterally removed the United States from the World Health Organization for no reason other than, I guess, medicine's woke now. okay? Imagine if a Democrat had tried to send $40 billion of aid to Argentina while claiming that we were in a financial emergency as a country. Like, you think Republicans would have just let that slide? It's crazy how they just allowed Trump to do it, even though he claims we're fucking broke, but whatever. For allowing companies like Palantir and partnering with them to collect data on US citizens. I thought that's something conservatives hated, was big government watchdogs collecting data on us so they know more about us, so they can suppress us more. God, it's like they believe in nothing they ever said. Trump should just be impeached for the way he idolizes foreign dictators like Orban and Putin and President Xi in China and that fat one in North Korea. Or how about when he deployed the US military in US cities? It's a little fucked up, eh? Isn't that like literally king shit? For just simply employing Stephen Miller, that fucking demon. For Trump's just complete and total lack of decorum. And now, unfortunately, the Republican Party itself's complete lack of decorum since they mimic him now. No Democrat president ever would have been able to get away with this kind of shit. And you know it too. Even if you like Trump, you know that's true, right? And even if a president in the future, a Democrat in the future, comes out and tries to be like him, you guys are gonna bitch and moan and cry. God, I hate you guys. How about for the fact that he basically gutted the civil rights enforcement wing of the DOJ? I guess we don't need that anymore. The fact that Trump brings in all his personal lawyers and puts them in key government positions would have gotten a Democrat impeached in 2 minutes. For his threats to invade Canada, a major US ally and our neighbor. Or for fucking Trump's threats to invade Greenland, a territory of Denmark, again, a fucking ally. And even their rationale for wanting Greenland doesn't make sense. We need it for security reasons. Dipshit, they're in NATO. Like, we could do whatever we want there. If we said we want to put 10,000 troops, they'd be like, all right, can they be here next week? For attempting to deport and successfully deporting people that were here legally. People who were on visas or people who were here through refugee programs. Just kicking them out even though they did the right thing. They did it the right way, which is what they claim they want. Well, apparently not, because we're deporting them too. For ICE's behavior in Minneapolis, Minnesota. For gutting Pell Grants. I had this one written down for screwing over US farmers when it came to soybeans, but you know what? Fuck them, they voted for this. For the bullshit Jay Comey indictment. In any functioning government, he would have been impeached immediately the moment he released one AI video that had a Democrat saying something he didn't. The fact that he even would do it as a joke is terrifying and so damaging when you think about it. Trump posted videos of Chuck Schumer saying things that he didn't say. It's so dangerous and it's such poison to our political system. And just everyone just jokes about it because it's just a funny meme. I had threatening war with Venezuela written down, but I guess for fucking kidnapping their president, for their use of the unitary executive theory, like they should be impeached for that. And any Democrat would have. For the fact that he just blatantly lied on the campaign trail about Project 2025 by saying he wasn't involved in it, then basically passing every single thing or attempting to get past every single thing that was written in it. Like, just lying that blatantly alone to the American people should get you impeached. So there you have it. That's all the things that I had written down when it came to what he has done. All the bullshit that has been going on in the Trump campaign since he's gotten into office that I have. And the worst part is, I know I missed a lot. So if I missed anything, let me know down below. If you like this, please subscribe or something or whatever. Thank you. Appreciate it. And fuck Trump. Oh wait, that wasn't, I didn't actually, fuck.